Hey, everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have a good topic, a really good topic for today's show. And it is cops are finally arresting reckless kids that are riding their bikes, e-scooters recklessly. So let's get right into this. I read in my local newspaper, and I had to do a double take. I had to make sure that I was reading it correctly. I was so surprised and so happy that cops are finally arresting reckless kids that are riding their bikes, e-bikes, and e-scooters recklessly. Loving it. Let me tell you why. Because for so long, so many of these kids were riding their bikes recklessly in traffic, and this is including e-scooters and e-bikes as well. They were riding recklessly in traffic and even on sidewalks. And on top of that, these people are nearly missing cars, almost crashing into cars. They're almost like nearly missing hitting into people individually, innocent people, like walking on the sidewalks and everything and stuff. And and not only that, here's another thing. Even nowadays, kids are riding their bikes inside of stores. Inside of stores, ladies and gentlemen. So when I saw this article, I was happier than a pig in mud. I was so happy. And these kids think that everything in life is a funny joke, right? And they think that being cool in front of their friends and everything. So here's what I say. Okay. Now, if I was a judge, okay, well, actually, here, one better here. If I was a local politician or even a judge, here's what I would do. Oh, it's good. Number one, get rid of released on own recognizance. Forget about releasing to mommy, daddy. No. Mommy, daddy have to pay a hefty fine to get their waste of life kids out of jail. And what do I mean by hefty fine? At least a $200 to $300 fine just to get their waste of life kids out of jail. Now, on top of all that, I would also say the fines. You have to pay the fines for riding recklessly as well, and make that at least $100 to $150 fine. Okay. Then on top of all that, confiscate the bikes, the e-bikes, and the e-scooters. Have it all confiscated. Never again. They'll never see it again. Now, oh yeah, that's what I would do. And now, on top of all that, if I was a local politician, I would also make it that for these e-bikes and these e-scooters, you gotta have license and registration to ride them. License and registration. Yep. Without that, if they're caught riding along the streets and everything without that, there's another fine, another big hefty fine that the mommy and daddy are going to have to pay. That's what I would do. And now here's the other thing. I saw this story. You should see the parents. Oh my God. These parents deserve an award for Best Actor and Actress. Because now the parents are blaming the police officers saying, well, why don't you go arrest real criminals? Why are you going after my sweet Petunia? Why are you going after my baby? Go after real criminals. Because your kids are committing major crimes when they're riding their bikes and their e-bikes and their e-scooters all recklessly, when they're almost crashing into a traffic, when they're almost hitting into innocent people, and so on and so forth. So now they blame the parents, want to go around blaming the cops. Then on top of all that, oh, it gets even better. When these award winners with their waste of life kids get into court, you should see the drama, the act. They yell at the parents are yelling at the judges and everybody blaming everybody else. Oh, you should see it. But here's the thing, that these quote unquote parents, and I use that term loosely, if you want to blame anybody, blame your waste of life child for the illegal actions that they were doing. Because if they didn't do those illegal actions, you would not be in the position that you're in. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. If you could do the crime, you could do the time. And you as parents, you have the kids, you are responsible for all of their actions until the exact day that they turn 18 years old. End of story. Yeah. So that's what I would do if I was a judge. That's what I would do if I was a local politician. Hey, blame your kids. Blame your kids. That's the only right ones to actually blame. And these kids want to think, oh, we're cool. Look at this. We're getting arrested. Oh, look at this. We're tough. We're acting cool. Everybody. Oh no, you're a waste of life. And now, because you think everything in life is funny, wait till when you get older, like out of high school, if you actually make it out of high school, and if you actually try to get a job, court cases and stuff like that follow you for the rest of your life. You're done. You're finished. So if you actually graduate high school and try to go for a job, you're not going to get it. Not going to get it. And even though the parents would pay the fines and everything and stuff, the kids' names are still on those court documents. So those it'll follow the kids for the rest of their life. Plain and simple. Anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there about a couple of things. For the two shows that I host on Spreaker.com, in which one of my shows is called Super Advocate, and the other show is called Disabled Reality, in which I just hosted my show Disabled Reality right before I hosted this show. For those two shows, all my fans out there, you guys can go to a specific website that I have, in which you guys can then go and listen to all the episodes of both of my shows that I host on Spreaker.com. And the name of that website is called Super Advocate. And the link to there is superadvocate.codeadx.me. And while you're on this website, you'll see a tab on there called promo codes. If you guys click on that tab, you'll see a whole list of promotions come up. And out of all those promotions, and there's quite a few of them, from all of us at Disabled Reality, we support 4 of those promotions. And those 4 promotions are More Labs, Clear Protein, Strong Coffee Company, and Zevo Life. These are great companies. They got great websites. They got great products as well, and at great prices. You guys could shop to your heart's content. I highly recommend you guys go check them out. And I also want to remind all my fans out there about my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. And the link to there is AIHNY.com. Again, that's AIHNY.com. You guys can check out all the pages on there. And I just want to mention just a few of the pages that's on there that you guys can check out. One page is titled Blog, another page is titled Shows, another page is titled Internet Store and Zazzle, and another page is titled Bookstore on Amazon. And so you guys could check all that stuff out, and you guys could just follow the links on the pages and stuff. Everything is self-explanatory and stuff like that. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.